Jimmy Akena came out to caution Muhoozi Kainerugaba that he's not the first son, the first son, because Jimmy Akena was a first son too almost 40 years ago. He came out to caution him that he should grow up, to start doing, to stop doing partisan politics like a kindergarten kid. In fact, Jimmy Akena said this statement.
You Muhoozi, please grow up. Grow up. The responsibility which you want to assume as the President of the Republic, you cannot be behaving like this. The office you hold is a very high office. And the fact that you are son of a president, you must also watch your words and your actions. The sort of attitude and the sort of statements which have been coming out of the office of the CDF is an embarrassment to all of us as Ugandans. I must put this one clear on record. It's an embarrassment. How can you talk about torturing or killing a person who stood in a presidential election and had a backing of over 2 million Ugandans according to the Electoral Commission? A leader of a party which has representation in the Parliament of Uganda, the leading party in Uganda, and you want to treat it like, or treat the leader like some sort of punk? Honestly, what's happening in Uganda? Let's be honest with ourselves. What are we doing or what are we saying? If nobody is going to do so, I am the one who's going to call out you, Muhoozi. Please, grow up. Grow up.
That is Jimmy Akena. If Jimmy Akena comes out to speak, he has the authority and audacity to do so. Because there is a saying that goes like, if you criticize me going up the hill while you are following me, just know I've ever been there. You will see me down the hill as you are climbing. So Jimmy Akena was the first occupant of State House. In fact, I implore Gen Muhoozi Kainerugaba to first look back to see the first president's sons and daughters, how they are living. And he still has a chance to talk to Kabaka Mwanda Mutebe's first son. Yusuf has some first son. Idi Amin has his sons and daughters in the country. Or Obote is a first son. If he tells him such, it means he is helping a brother. But of course, Gen Muhoozi does not heed to very many cautions. He takes them like a joking subject. He thinks that is the alpha and omega. He thinks that nobody is untouchable. Okay? Because when Jimmy Akena said that thing, and Muhoozi wanted to reply, Muhoozi told Akena, and I quote, "Shut up, Akena," calling him Akena. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about the comments which were made by Jimmy Akena, what means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials you can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagari. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, Jimmy Akena is a powerhouse in the politics of the country because of two things. One, is a son of Militant Obote, one of the founding figures of our nation. Two, is a good political player. In the last election, the Lango sub-region, he got a bigger representation from the Lango sub-region. In fact, after Obote, UPC has gotten more representation under Jimmy Akena. So he's a powerhouse. It's the reasons why they blocked him from standing as president. Because in politics, nothing is done by mistake. Presidential contenders like Besigye were arrested before election. It means that they were planning something. Because if Besigye had run, it would be a different scenario. Akena was blocked on the ballot. Do you think Akena is stupid? He never even ran as an MP. So it was a masterclass for this regime to lock out Akena, so that he can be outside the politics, but he's still injecting outside. So what the regime fears is the opposition doing ethnic balkanization. Because trust me, Uganda is sitting on regions, ethnicity. In fact, after Gen Museveni is gone, there is no single party that will get a lot of support across the divide. It's like in Kenya, no single political party. Even Uramoto ruling the nation, he won 3 regions, Mountain Kenya and Rift Valley. So after Gen Museveni is gone, there is no political party that will have support across the divide. In fact, even Gen Museveni, with all resources, intimidation, abduction, forceful disappearances, some regions still defy, like Busoga and Uganda. It is the truth. Okay? So they fear Akena to galvanize the Lango sub-region and some parts of the north. Bobi Wine, Eastern and Uganda and some other parts, BSJ, part of the Kigeza and etc. It will break General Kaguta Museveni. So it's the reason that they blocked them outside the presidential vote. But he's still standing firm. And in fact, he told Gen Muhoozi off because Gen Muhoozi, he depicts a sense of not being the first son of the CDF. Some of these comments have a ripple effect. Normally, when a CDF comments on something, okay, his juniors develop interest. They can act in indecency. How can you tell me that you go on your Twitter handle and you announce that you are going to kill Kizza Besigye, and Kizza Besigye kill Bobi Wine, wanting his balls, attacking his home, humiliating his family, and we still call it democracy? So Jimmy Akena warning Muhoozi Kainerugaba is the right person to do so because he has ever been in State House. And in fact, they fear the unity of Bobi Wine, Jimmy Akena and Besigye and other players because they know it is a defeat for NRM. In fact, Jimmy Akena continued to say this.
If they want to put me in the ground, I have told my people, bury me at the feet of my father. But am I going to exile? No. Am I going to be quiet? No. Am I going to speak the truth? Yes. I have no apologies for the truth. Whatever you do, however much you try, a lie will never be the truth. It will never. Whatever you say, do, however long you wait, a lie will never be the truth. Even if I die today, the truth will remain. I don't fear it. The truth will remain, the truth will prevail. But I don't want a Uganda where we're going to be treated like some sort of, I don't know. This is some sort of dictatorship which is unmasked. If you're going to be a dictator, you come out openly now. But don't start threatening behind officers. Actually, I honestly feel sorry for the president in this circumstance. In the case that he has been a general, he has been a hero to Muhoozi. But you have to be a dad at some point. Right now, Muhoozi needs a dad who can tell him the truth, to behave like a human being. I pray for Uganda that happens. Otherwise, we have somebody with so much authority who has run amok. And I hate to think, if there's nobody to restrain, what will happen to all of us, or those of us who are ready to speak our mind and pray for the future of Uganda. So I said, people should not talk about Obote in future. You and Museveni, because of Muhoozi, should not have any opportunity to bring any dirt on the name of Mr. Obote. As far as the election is concerned, he cannot. Muhoozi has cleared Obote's name properly once and for all. What do you describe these people as? Beyond diabolic, it's satanic. Satanic. Their behavior is completely satanic. They have no concern about Uganda. It's about what they can grab for themselves. The other day I was seeing on Twitter, I'll repair Kampala in one year. Surely, if it could be done in 1 year, why hasn't Museveni done it? He's been there 40 years. If you have access, if I have access to influence policy, I would influence it. You have access to the Minister of Kampala, you have access to the President, you have access, if you have the idea, bring it forward. Instead of hiding behind people, tweeting, insulting people, grow up, young man, grow up.
That is Jimmy Akena. So for me, I think God normally takes action after sending warnings. Even before, in the Bible and the Quran, he destroyed villages under Lut. He sent Lut to warn those people. Museveni has got a lot of warnings from within NRM, outside the NRM, in the opposition, but he has failed to understand. In fact, he's just increasing tenacity on the leadership. The civic space has reduced, and as we head into transition, it's going to be even more alarming. The warnings have come. Time is going to come when the regime will crumble and there will be nothing to help it. and they will think to themselves that they warned us, but we never had. In fact, it's time for Gen Muhoozi to change, plus the regime. Of course, as my opinion remains truly, Mr. Makindi, Kabi Sulaiman Mahagali. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.